Well, in fact, they are the most vulnerable people in the world. But they are often seen as a burden when, in fact, they should be seen as the future of their countries.
Angelina Jolie is no stranger to the spotlight. From her breakout as a rebellious Hollywood star to becoming a global humanitarian, she's lived a life most of us can't even imagine. But behind the glamour and accolades, there's a personal story that's far from perfect. Her relationship with her father, Jon Voight, has been a roller coaster of highs and devastating lows. Despite once sharing the screen with him as a child, their bond has been marked by betrayal, pain, and estrangement. And now, at 49, Jolie has broken her silence, revealing her true feelings about the man who helped shape her life. Join us as we uncover the tragic side of Angelina Jolie's life, and reveal her recent confession about her father that has everyone talking. The turbulent childhood. Angelina Jolie was born on June 4, 1975, in Los Angeles, California, into Hollywood royalty. Her parents were Jon Voight, an Oscar-winning actor, and Marceline Bertrand, a promising actress. From the start, her family had an air of glamour, but their reality was far from perfect. Jolie's childhood was shaped by her father's absence. Voight left the family when she was just a year old. The separation stemmed from his infidelity, which deeply hurt Bertrand and had a lasting impact on Jolie. Speaking of which, Jolie's relationship with her father was complicated from an early age. She once said she didn't feel that close to him and was uncomfortable being associated with his name. In fact, she dropped Voight from her name after her first film, Looking to Get Out, stating she wanted to build her career on her own terms. This decision reflected not just her independence, but also the emotional distance she felt from her father. Despite her father's absence, Jolie had strong family ties. Her mother, who gave up acting to raise Jolie and her brother James Haven, became her anchor. They lived modestly compared to other families in Beverly Hills, which often made Jolie feel out of place. Watching movies with her mother sparked her love for acting, a passion that Voight's Hollywood success had little influence on. But Jolie's teenage years were far from ordinary. A rebellious teenager with a dark side, she attended Beverly Hills High School but struggled to fit in among the wealthy kids. Jolie, who wore braces and glasses, felt isolated and was often teased for her thin frame and full lips. Her mother, worried about her well-being, encouraged her to try modeling, but these early attempts didn't work out. Jolie eventually transferred to Moreno High School, an alternative school, where she embraced a punk aesthetic. She wore black clothing, attended mosh pits, and even engaged in knife play with her live-in boyfriend. At one point, Jolie dropped out of acting classes, setting her sights on a career as a funeral director. She took at-home courses in embalming, a pursuit that reflected her fascination with darker themes. Her brother James later admitted that their mother worried about her health, especially when Jolie went through an anorexic stage. A family friend recalled having to carry Jolie to the hospital during this time, as her eating struggles became severe. But did you know that Jolie's love of knives became a recurring theme in her life? She started collecting them as a teenager and even used them during intimate moments in her first relationship. But there was a darker side. She admitted to self-harming with knives when she felt trapped or overwhelmed. "I have a lot of scars," she later confessed, adding that the pain gave her a sense of release during difficult times. Speaking of which, Angelina Jolie has always been open about the struggles that shaped her. The darkest chapter in Angelina Jolie's life. At just 22, she found herself in a deeply dark place, battling severe depression and suicidal thoughts. During this time, she made an unthinkable decision: to hire a hitman to kill her. In a shocking 2001 interview, Jolie confessed, "This is going to sound insane, but there was a time I was going to hire somebody to kill me." Her reasoning was heartbreaking. Jolie believed that being murdered would be easier for her loved ones to accept than suicide. She explained that she didn't want her family, especially her mother, Marceline Bertrand, to feel guilty or blame themselves. "I was very aware that so many people around me, like my mother, would feel as though they didn't give enough or do enough if I'd taken my own life, she shared. To spare them that pain, she planned to stage her death as a robbery gone wrong. Finding someone willing to carry out her plan wasn't difficult. In a 2003 interview, Jolie revealed that she located a hitman in New York, but their conversation took an unexpected turn. The assassin suggested she take some time to reconsider. He told her to think it over and call him back in 2 months, and that was the pause that saved her life. As Jolie later shared in interviews, the time to reflect was important. It gave her a chance to reassess her life and choose to fight through her struggles. Reflecting on this chapter during a 2011 interview with 60 Minutes, she acknowledged how dangerous her younger years were. "I went through heavier, darker times and I survived them," she said. Jolie also admitted, "For many reasons, I shouldn't be here." Her willingness to be open about her past has shed light on her resilience. Jolie didn't shy away from admitting her reckless behavior during her wild child days in Hollywood. She experimented with drugs, including cocaine and heroin, and lived on the edge. In one instance, her former drug dealer alleged she was high during a major promotional interview for Girl Interrupted, the film that earned her an Academy Award. In the same 60 Minutes interview, Jolie reflected on how lucky she felt to have made it through those dangerous times. "I didn't die young, so I am very lucky," she said. While many artists and individuals didn't survive similar struggles, Jolie came out stronger, determined to channel her energy into something positive. Finding redemption through motherhood. The turning point in Jolie's life came with the adoption of her first son, Maddox, in 2002. Becoming a mother gave her the stability she had long been searching for. Jolie openly admitted that before Maddox, she never thought she could be a mom. "I was not a very stable youth," she told Time magazine. "I never thought I could be anyone's mom." Caring for Maddox changed her perspective. She realized that love wasn't the hard part. The challenge was becoming someone who could protect and nurture another life. Jolie said, "From now on, I needed to be the one to make sure everything was okay." Maddox gave her a sense of purpose, and with that, she left her self-destructive behaviors behind. But her transformation didn't mean she completely let go of her past. For example, her fascination with knives, which had once been part of her self-harm, shifted into something she shared with her children. Jolie revealed that she bought Maddox his first daggers when he was old enough, just as her own mother had done for her. This act symbolized her ability to embrace her past while ensuring her children were raised in a safe and loving environment. But undeniably, Jolie's personal life has been as complex as her career. A safe start to love in her mother's home. Angelina Jolie's first serious relationship began when she was just 14. Her mother, Marceline Bertrand, made a surprising decision. She allowed Jolie's boyfriend to live with them. Jolie later explained that her mom did this to keep her safe. "I was either going to be reckless on the streets with my boyfriend or he was going to be with me in my bedroom with my mom in the next room," she said. This arrangement allowed Jolie to continue her education and experience her first relationship in a safe environment. Jolie described this relationship as emotionally intense, comparing it to a marriage. But when it ended 2 years later, she was heartbroken. Determined to distract herself, she threw herself into acting at the age of 16. This breakup marked a turning point, as she began focusing on what would soon become a groundbreaking career: Hollywood love and unconventional weddings. Jolie's first big romance in the spotlight was with actor Johnny Lee Miller. The two met on the set of Hackers in 1995. Though they lost touch after filming, they eventually reconnected and married in 1996. Speaking of which, their wedding was anything but traditional. Jolie wore black rubber pants and a white t-shirt with Miller's name written on it in her blood, but the marriage didn't last long. Jolie's busy work schedule kept them apart, and the relationship ended in 1997. Despite the divorce, Jolie spoke fondly of Miller, calling him a solid man and a solid friend. Their divorce was finalized just as Jolie's next chapter of love began. At the same time, Jolie was romantically involved with model and actress Jenny Shimizu, whom she met while filming Foxfire. She admitted in an interview, "I would probably have married Jenny if I hadn't married my husband." Their relationship lasted several years and overlapped with Jolie's other romances. Jolie was open about her sexuality, saying in 2003, "If I fell in love with a woman tomorrow, would I feel it's okay to want to kiss and touch her? Absolutely." The intense passion of Billy Bob Thornton. Jolie's next high-profile relationship was with actor Billy Bob Thornton. The two married in Las Vegas in 2000 after a whirlwind 2-month romance. Their relationship was fiery and passionate, capturing constant media attention. They were known for their public displays of affection, including wearing vials of each other's blood around their necks. Jolie and Thornton announced plans to adopt a child from Cambodia in 2002, but just months later their relationship ended abruptly. Thornton filed for divorce, citing differences in their lifestyles. Reflecting on the breakup, Jolie said, "It took me by surprise too, because overnight we totally changed. I think one day we had just nothing in common, and it's scary, but I think it can happen when you get involved and you don't know yourself yet." Despite the public intensity of their romance, the marriage lasted only 3 years. Thornton's explanation of their differing priorities added a sense of mystery to their sudden split. But perhaps Jolie's most famous relationship was with Brad Pitt. Brangelina, the rise and fall of Hollywood's power couple. Their romance began on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith in 2005, which immediately sparked a media frenzy. At the time, Pitt was still married to Jennifer Aniston, leading to widespread speculation about an affair. But Jolie denied the rumors, stating, "To be intimate with a married man when my own father cheated on my mother is not something I could forgive." By January 2006, the couple confirmed their relationship when Jolie announced she was expecting their first child. Over their 12-year relationship, the media dubbed them Brangelina, and they became one of Hollywood's most glamorous couples. Together, they built a family of 6 children, 3 adopted and 3 biological. Jolie and Pitt got engaged in 2012 and married in 2014 in a private ceremony at their estate in France. Jolie even adopted the name Angelina Jolie Pitt. However, their relationship began to unravel just 2 years later. Jolie filed for divorce in 2016, citing irreconcilable differences. And the divorce proceedings have been anything but smooth. In a legal battle over a shared winery, Jolie filed a countersuit against Pitt, accusing him of physical and verbal abuse during a 2016 plane ride. According to records, Jolie claimed that Pitt, who had been drinking, grabbed her by the head and shook her during a heated discussion about their children. The incident reportedly took place in the restroom, marking a turning point in their marriage. The following year, Pitt admitted to GQ Style that his alcohol problem had played a significant role in their split. In the years that followed, the legal battles between Jolie and Pitt grew more complicated. In April, court filings revealed that Pitt had proposed an NDA that would prevent Jolie from discussing his alleged personal misconduct. Jolie's legal team stated that Pitt wanted her to remain silent, particularly after she submitted a sealed filing in 2021 containing emails, summaries of testimony, and other evidence related to their custody dispute. Pitt's representatives pushed back, calling these allegations misleading, inaccurate, and/or irrelevant. However, Jolie's focus remained on her children's safety and well-being. In a 2020 interview with Vogue India, she said, "I separated for the well-being of my family. It was the right decision. I continue to focus on their healing." The aftermath of their split has been just as public. Jolie has spoken openly about the toll it has taken on her. In a 2021 interview with The Times, she described herself as feeling broken. She revealed, "You often feel that feeling of being broken and wondering what you're capable of, and being concerned you're not able to be enough to protect and care for those you love." Their children have also felt the impact of the split. The children took a stand. In 2022, Jolie was granted sole physical custody of her minor children. Pitt was allowed custodial time with them, but tensions within the family remained high. The children have since made significant moves to distance themselves from their father's name. Most notably, their eldest biological child, Shiloh Jolie Pitt, recently made headlines by legally dropping Pitt's last name. On her 18th birthday, Shiloh filed to become Shiloh Nouvelle Jolie, signaling her desire to distance herself from her father. This followed a similar decision by her sister Zahara, who declared her name as Zahara Marley Jolie during her induction into a sorority the year before. Jolie has always stood by her children, encouraging them to embrace their own truths. Speaking about their resilience, she told Vogue India, "Some have taken advantage of my silence, and the children see lies about themselves in the media, but I remind them that they know their own truth and their own minds. In fact, they are 6 very brave, very strong young people. This decision reflects the ongoing complexities within their family dynamics." Even as Jolie continues to navigate the fallout from her divorce, she has remained focused on personal growth. In a 2022 interview with Vogue, she admitted, "I'm still understanding who I am. I guess I'm in transition as a person." Jolie is determined to redefine herself and hopes to shift many aspects of her life, demonstrating her ongoing resilience in the face of hardship. And without doubt, her relationship with her father remained complex. While Jolie built a career independent of his influence, the shadow of their fractured bond lingered. The complex father-daughter relationship. Angelina Jolie and her father, Jon Voight, have had one of Hollywood's most complex father-daughter relationships. Voight left the family when Jolie was just a baby, and their bond remained fractured for years. However, in 2001, while working on Lara Croft Tomb Raider, they shared the screen in an emotional scene. Jolie later called this experience bonding time in an interview, adding that it felt like they were starting to understand each other, but this fragile truce didn't last. Right before Jolie left for a United Nations mission, Voight handed her a letter that shattered her trust. She explained, "He said, 'This is my truth. This is unchanging.'" When Jolie opened it later, she discovered that he had written hurtful things, calling her a bad person. Her response was telling, "I thought of 100 replies, and then decided I don't value this person's opinion." She concluded, "I no longer see us as father and daughter." Their fragile bond had once again crumbled. Voight's behavior after their brief reconciliation made it clear he hadn't changed, leaving their relationship in tatters. Unsurprisingly, he did not return for the 2003 sequel, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life. But Jolie's relationship with her father hit another low point during a critical moment in her life: the fallout from Voight's interview. In 2002, she had recently separated from her second husband, Billy Bob Thornton, and was navigating single motherhood after adopting her first child, Maddox. Just months after the split, Voight appeared on Access Hollywood and made shocking claims about Jolie. He stated she had serious mental problems and that her marriage to Thornton was doomed from the start. Jolie was furious about the interview, especially because it could have affected her adoption. Speaking to Barbara Walters later, she revealed, "The most difficult thing in him doing that is that it could have affected my relationship with my child." She feared the authorities might take Maddox away, believing her father's claims. Jolie called Voight's actions unforgivable and legally dropped his last name, officially becoming Angelina Jolie in 2002. Speaking of which, did you know that her mother and brother, James Haven, also cut ties with Voight after the interview? For over 6 years, Jolie and her father had no contact. Their relationship seemed irreparable, with both sides holding on to deep wounds. It wasn't until tragedy struck that Jolie and Voight began to rebuild their relationship. Rebuilding relationship after loss. In 2007, Jolie's mother, Marceline Bertrand, passed away from ovarian cancer. Bertrand had been Jolie's rock, and losing her created a void that led her to reconnect with her estranged father. They didn't immediately go public with their reconciliation, but by 2010, it was clear that their relationship was healing. In 2017, Jolie opened up about Voight's involvement in her life after her divorce from Brad Pitt. She described how he supported her children during a tough time. "He's been very good at understanding they needed their grandfather at this time," Jolie told Vanity Fair. She even shared how Voight had stepped in during one of her therapy sessions, proving he was trying to mend his role in her life. While their relationship still had its complexities, Jolie seemed willing to move forward. She even worked on helping Voight connect with his grandchildren, teaching him how to be a cool grandpa who's creative. While their bond would never be perfect, they had come a long way from the bitter estrangement of earlier years. Unfortunately, their fragile reconciliation did not last. Voight's recent remarks about Jolie's divorce and family matters have caused her to cut ties once more. Jon Voight's controversial comments stir the pot again. The relationship between Angelina Jolie and her father, Jon Voight, has been turbulent for decades. Most recently, Voight reignited tension with his public remarks about Jolie's ongoing divorce from Brad Pitt. In an August 2024 interview, Voight shared his frustrations, saying he wished Jolie and Pitt could find a way to make peace and criticizing the situation as nonsense. His comments didn't stop there. He expressed concern for Jolie and Pitt's 6 children, saying, "The kids need stability." While he may have thought he was showing concern, Jolie did not take kindly to these remarks. A source close to the actress said, "Angelina finds her dad's politics hard to stomach, but she really draws the line when he talks about her kids." Voight's public airing of her private matters, especially regarding her children, struck a nerve. His implication that Jolie might be at fault for the custody battle with Pitt only made things worse. Jolie had reportedly set a clear boundary, asking her father not to speak publicly about her personal life. However, Voight disregarded this, and his comments only fueled Jolie's frustration. A source close to the situation explained, "Despite previous attempts at reconciliation, John's loose lips have pushed Angie to cut off communication once more." The breaking point came when Voight criticized her handling of the divorce, implying she bore responsibility for the ongoing conflict with Pitt. For Jolie, the hypocrisy is hard to ignore. Considering John was such an absent parent, she finds it ironic that he's now so concerned about her kids, the source added. Voight's tendency to publicly insert himself into Jolie's affairs has repeatedly undermined their attempts to rebuild trust. While they've had moments of connection, these have often been overshadowed by Voight's actions. Beyond his comments on her personal life, his criticism of her views on political issues has added more strain. This pattern of judgment and public criticism has made it nearly impossible for Jolie to maintain a healthy relationship with her father. As a source revealed, to say they're not on good terms is an understatement. Jolie has expressed anger over how Voight's behavior undermines her and minimizes the trauma she's been through. Though Voight has occasionally praised Jolie's accomplishments, such as her parenting and humanitarian work, his actions often overshadow his words. Their relationship remains one of highs and lows, with moments of hope quickly undone by disappointment. Through it all, Jolie has continued to prioritize her children and her own sense of stability, even as her bond with Voight remains fractured. Public scrutiny and personal growth. Jolie's public image has been shaped by her complex family dynamics, including her troubled relationship with Voight. Early in her career, Jolie earned a reputation as a wild child. Her fascination with blood and knives, combined with her openness about her sexuality, made her a tabloid fixture. She shocked audiences when she kissed her brother on the lips at the Oscars, sparking unfounded rumors of incest. But Jolie dismissed these rumors, calling them disappointing. "Something so beautiful and pure could be turned into a circus," she said, explaining that she and her brother had always been emotionally close due to their parents' divorce. Despite her wild image in the late 1990s and early 2000s, Jolie began to transform her public persona. In 2001, at just 26, she became a goodwill ambassador for the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. this marked a turning point in her life, as she shifted from internal struggles to external activism. Reflecting on her journey, Jolie said, "In my early 20s, I was fighting with myself. Now I take that punk in me to Washington, and I fight for something important." Her work as a humanitarian and her dedication to her children helped redefine her image. Even when her personal life, such as her divorce from Brad Pitt, was under intense public scrutiny, Jolie remained one of the world's most admired women. Her ability to turn personal pain into strength and advocacy resonated with audiences worldwide. Jolie and Voight's relationship has always been a roller coaster, marked by moments of connection and periods of estrangement. As Angelina continues to navigate her complex family dynamics, her personal life remains under the spotlight. Lately, rumors about her connection with a famous British rapper have added a new layer of intrigue. Who is Angelina Jolie dating? Recently, rumors have been swirling about Angelina Jolie and British rapper Accolades for months. The speculation began in May when reports suggested they had been secretly dating for over a year. The pair was spotted leaving a hotel together during the Venice Film Festival, reigniting the gossip. More recently, reports claimed they spent 2 nights at London's Corinthia Hotel and enjoyed an intimate dinner at Soho House. Accolades was even reportedly snuck out the back to avoid attention. However, sources close to Jolie have denied these claims, insisting the two are just good friends. According to People, their relationship is purely platonic. Accolades is already in a committed relationship, and his partner, Chanel, is also a friend of Jolie's. The insider revealed she is friends with him and his partner. They have been pals for several years. But Jolie and Accolades' bond goes beyond friendship. They share a deep passion for social and humanitarian causes. Over the years, they have worked together on several projects that focus on global issues like human rights. A source close to Jolie said she speaks very highly of him and values his commitment to these causes. Their shared interests have brought them together at various events. Accolades was seen supporting Jolie during promotional activities for her film Maria. He attended premieres in London, New York City, and Venice, and even made an appearance at parties for her brand, Atelier Jolie. In fact, he was featured in an Instagram post shared by her brand, further fueling speculation about their connection. Amid the buzz about her connection with Accolades, Jolie is dealing with ongoing legal battles with her ex-husband, Brad Pitt. The two are still locked in a messy lawsuit over their shared winery, Chateau Miraval. Pitt sued Jolie in 2021, claiming she sold her half of the winery without his consent for $67 million. A judge granted them legal single status in 2019, though their divorce has yet to be finalized. Throughout this time, Jolie has focused on raising her 6 children: Maddox, Pax, Zahara, Shiloh, and twins Knox and Vivian. And despite the romance rumors, Accolades has been a consistent presence in Jolie's professional life. He attended her London premiere for Maria, a film centered on an opera singer, and has supported her at various events. Their appearances together have kept the rumor mill spinning, but sources insist there's no romantic connection. As for Pitt, he has moved on and is now in a relationship with Inez de Ramon, the ex-wife of actor Paul Wesley. The never-ending struggles for Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie continues to face obstacles as her legal battle with Brad Pitt drags on. A source close to the actress revealed she's doing her best to leave the past behind, but the unresolved issues with Pitt make it challenging. Being stuck in the past is not anything that Angie wants, the insider shared, adding that her focus is now on her family, work, and the future, things that truly bring her happiness. The ongoing lawsuit centers around Chateau Miraval, the winery they once co-owned. Pitt's legal team claims that Jolie violated an agreement they made in 2013, which required both parties to give each other the first right to buy before selling their stakes. In 2022, Jolie sold her share to a third party, leading to Pitt's lawsuit. A recent court ruling on November 8 favored Pitt, and Jolie now has 30 days to respond. Pitt's team sees this as a win, with a source calling it a clear victory for Brad. Meanwhile, Jolie's legal team continues to fight, dismissing Pitt's assertions as baseless. At the same time, Jolie's bond with her father remains distant, adding another layer of strain to her already full plate. What are your thoughts on Angelina Jolie's ongoing legal battles and how she's handling them while focusing on her family and future? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories.